Hi, my name is Daniel Sydow. This is my persuasive speech. I chose to do this speech on why gardening is important. During this time, health is paramount. Stores are emptying out with no ways of restocking. The New York Times has numerous pictures of the aftermath of such a rush. Anytime they try and restock the shelf, panic buyers will come in and literally clean out the shelves. This is not very safe because, number one, there are large amounts of people in the store, and number two, a lot of the produce has a coating of wax on it to make it look good and to help preserve it. The problem is that this barrier actually masks the actual quality of the produce. And food ndtv.com states that this layer on the outside, while minimal, it totally encompasses the fruit. So there's no way for oxygen or anything like that to get in or out of the fruit. So your fruit could be rotting on the inside, and you don't know while you're at the store. You just have to run the risk of buying it and taking it home and hoping that you have good produce when you cut it open. I myself have gotten some apples that you cut them open and the inside is totally brown. The outside looked amazing and perfect, but after you washed off the wax, cut it open, and it was all brown already. The main complaint of most organic gardenists is the use of pesticides on produce. ConsumerReports.org says that growers apply pesticides regularly to over 48 types of produce. This is enough to drive most families crazy. My mom refuses to put pesticides on our garden, which we have recently started, and we have tried to keep it pesticide free and only use organic methods to prevent pests. If pesticides aren't enough, people at the supermarket will touch produce when they're admiring it or deciding whether or not to buy it. Sometimes they'll pick it up and look at it. Especially now, this is insane. With all of the possibilities for acquiring the coronavirus, avoiding stores and produce at the stores is more important than ever. The good news is there is a solution. Summer is coming, and that means that you can plant a garden. There are many positive reasons for planting a garden. One, you can keep your garden pesticide free. Two, only your hands or your family's hands will be touching the produce, so you know there are no germs comparable to the germs at the supermarket. You might say, I don't have room for a garden. I live in the city or in a small apartment with no yard or anywhere that I can till under and plant a garden. Well, I have a solution for that as well. There is a term called container gardening, and this is exactly how the name suggests. GoodHousekeeping.com says that any number of small pots or ice cream buckets or anything else can be used to plant a garden in. This makes your garden very mobile. You can move it around your house if you need to, next to a window, or you could even move it outside for a couple hours. This is important because the plants will still need sunlight. They're easy to water, and most vegetable plants are very hardy. Jacksonville.com puts a very interesting article on how to reuse your seeds to save them year after year. That way you only have to buy seeds the first year unless you want to try a new seed or something like that. You can harvest your seeds from the plants and dry them out, and then you can use them to start your garden the following year. The easiest way to do that is after they're dried to freeze them, and that will preserve the little moisture that's in the inside, and that way next year they'll be a lot easier to germinate. Most plants only need a couple of hours of sunlight and a little water. So if you live in the city or in a small area, then you can easily make a garden like that work. My family always strives to be pesticide free in all of our gardening, and it has kept our family healthy and strong because you don't know what kind of chemicals are in those pesticides. Another bad thing would be when there are pesticides on fruit, the government recommends buying groceries, taking them home, and cleaning them. But when you clean them, you run the risk of getting chemicals and stuff inside your produce, which is also very not good for you. So organic gardening is the best way to prevent pesticides or wax coating getting on your produce, so that you know your produce is pristine and it is healthy for your family.